All right, good morning, good afternoon, or good night. This is the continuation of the discussion on understanding the self. So last time we had a clear discussion on about Socrates and Plato and the nature of the self. Now we will tackle on the Christian perspective of the self, and we will have two person, that is Augustine and Thomas Aquinas. Both of them are actually saints. That's Saint Augustine and Saint Thomas Aquinas. They were they are considered as the universal genius of the Roman Catholic Church. So in this part of the perspective of the self, they focus on the Christian perspective, how they merge the idea of the self based on philosophy and combine it with the Christian doctrines. So it is like the marriage of philosophy and Christianity. All right, Augustine and Thomas Aquinas follows the ancient view of Plato and infusing it with the newfound doctrine of Christianity. So if we will track it back from the previous video, what Plato has the rational soul, the spirited soul, and the appetitive soul. And that is originated from the teachings of Socrates that the self has two nature, that is the human sorry, the self has two nature, and that is the body and that is the soul. So we will following those tenets, those perspective in this Christian perspective of Augustine and Thomas Aquinas. All right, this Christian perspective is the marriage of philosophy and Christianity. So technically the merge of philosophy and Christian teachings. All right. Augustine agreed with the dual nature of man, that the human person, the human self, has a body and it has a soul. He is following the teachings of Plato. An aspect of man dwells in the world and is imperfect and continuously yearns to be with the divine. Now, the first aspect is the body, the aspect of the self that dwells in the world and is imperfect. Now, the the aspect of the self that continuously yearns to be with the divine, and that is the soul. All right, so your body dwells in the world. After you die, your soul has to go back to its creator, and that is the divine. It is God, according to Augustine. The other aspect is capable of reaching immortality. So your body is mortal and your soul is capable of reaching immortality. So it will be with God on eternity. Eternity means there is no beginning and there's no end. So your soul is literally immortal. And being with God is the yearn of the soul. Augustine, he added, the body is bound to die on earth. So the idea of your body going to heaven or your body going to hell, it will not exist, because the body diri siya madugta sa kalibutan, right? So dili siya magsunod-sunod sa imong kalag. The body is bound to die on earth, and the soul is to anticipate living eternally in the realm of spiritual bliss in communion with God. Therefore, death is the scenario where your body separates, your soul separates from your body. Your body remains on earth and your soul is anticipated. Anticipated um, is means it is a tendency, because if you would follow the Christian teaching, the moment you die, you will be judged and your soul may or may not be with God, right? May not means your soul will go to hell, and or your soul will go to heaven and be with God. All right? So the soul is anticipate living eternally in the realm of the spiritual bliss in communion with God. So your soul goes back to its creator, and that is God. And that is the spiritual bliss. Bliss means happiness, the spiritual happiness. the spiritual joy being with God. Augustine continues, this is because the body can only thrive in imperfect physical reality, and that is the world. All right. So your body is so limited that it can only exist on the world, on the physical reality. It could not exist on in heaven. So your body is stuck in that reality. Whereas the soul can also stay after death, right? If if we'll go back, the after death and afterlife was coined term from Socrates. Can only stay after death in an eternal realm with all the transcendent God. Right? Your body will stay on earth, your soul will be with God. That's the simple conclusion on it. Now let's have Thomas Aquinas. All right, let's go back a bit on Augustine. So if the soul has to go back to God, then why do we have ghosts? Why do we have soul that still remains on earth if the soul after death has to go to God? And the explanation on that is a little explanation on spiritual aspect of that. The soul can remain on earth for 40 days, right? That is why we have pangadya sa patay for 40 days. The soul has to remain on earth because of some unfinished business before it can actually go to God. That is why there are some souls that still remains on earth. But ideally, and it is anticipated that the moment you die, your body remains on earth and your soul has to go back to God if you go to heaven. If Now, let's have Thomas Aquinas. Now, Thomas Aquinas follows and adapts some of the ideas of Aristotle. Aquinas said that Aquinas said that man is composed of two parts. So that's not mean, it's man. Man composed of two parts, matter and form. Now let's explain what is matter and form according to Thomas Aquinas. Matter refers to the common stuff that makes up everything in the universe. Matter is simply the organic nature of a human being. So if we trace the scientific history, my cells, your cells is connected, the cells of cats and tigers and dogs and even whales, it is all connected because of its organic nature. So we start from in reality, we are all begins as a bacteria and we evolve over time. All right. So therefore, a part of you is a part of someone else, or a part of you is also a part of other animals. Then if you go to the Christian history, we only have two parents, that is Adam and Eve. Therefore, it implies that every one of us human beings are originated from two parents. So igsoon lang tanan. Right? And our parents comes from dirt, and dirt evolves over time. Therefore, we're all part of one organic nature, right? Now, form refers to the essence of a substance or thing. Essence means quality. So what separates you? What is the difference between a human being and a dog? What is the difference between a human being and a tiger? The difference between a human being or on a tree, right? Because the matter is our sameness. So a part of us, a part of our organic nature is the same with the tigers and dogs and cats and trees and birds, even bacteria. But form is what separates us from them. How unique is a human being is identified by its form. Essence means what is the quality of our substance. What separates us from everything else is the soul. The soul is what animates the body, and it is what makes us humans. Therefore, a tree doesn't have a soul, a tiger doesn't have a soul, your dog doesn't have a soul, your cat doesn't have a soul, your enemy doesn't have a soul. Joke. your enemy has a soul, if that's a human being. What separates a human being apart from everything else is the soul, right? All right, that's it. Thank you so much. That's a quick discussion. And if you have questions, send me a PM or anyways. Thank you, and buyers.